I've been sharing so much over on TikTok when it comes to old money, and someone recommended that I read the Sloan Ranger handbook. And when I first picked it up, I was like, this has nothing about old money. So how is this going to correlate? But the minute I started reading it, I started to see that a lot of the things that we see within the British old money circle is a lot of the things that they speak about in this book. Now, many of you have asked me to start leaving the description box filled with the resources that I have mentioned. However, this book is so difficult to track down. So if you are looking to read this one as well, just know that it's very hard to find it. And sometimes when you do find it, it comes with a hefty price tag. So with that, let's get into today's video. We're going more into what really matters to Sloan Rangers and British old money.
Being a ranger, one just knows. What really matters is solidly codified in language and conduct. They're buried underground now, these codes, so the pundits say it's all over, outdated in the modern world. Nobody who knows the code believes that. What really matters is usually left unsaid. It comes across in a gesture, in the odd phrase. These are the things that really matter. Will you be in London this weekend? They ask on the off chance. Rangers always assume you've access to somewhere in the country. The country means land, and land is grand. Even if it's only 3 acres, because there isn't much to go around in Britain. The country doesn't mean cottages or arts and crafts, or any of that to rangers. It's simply a matter of landowning. Every rectory, a miniature stately, every real, i.e. non-commuter, village or social order.
So if you are observing British old money, you will see that many of them spend a lot of time in the country, especially on the weekends. It's like they have their London life, living fancy during the week, and then they escape for the clean country fresh air on the weekends. I believe that we're even starting to see this trickle down into influencer lifestyle when you're seeing people talk about an old money aesthetic and going on their horseback riding adventures and into the countryside. It's because old money and British old money tend to prioritize this. I often wonder with the influencers that are implementing this equestrian vibe into their aesthetic, if they understand where or how this even correlates.
If you can keep your seat when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust your shoes when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their background too. If you can hail and tip a railway porter, or read a person's nature in his ties, or be outmaneuvered, don't maneuver, but win by honest means and small white lies. If you can choose a house just for its cellars, to gut your pheasant and keep your wine, or fill a Volvo full of dogs and wellies, and park it on a double yellow line. If you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of jolly fun, yours is the book and everything that's in it. And, which is more, you'll be a Sloane, my son, or daughter, depending on which way the genes jumped.
Rangers hate new country people, aka new money people. This means the commuters that buy property in the countryside after they've made it in town. However, if one was to say that they were brought up in the country, that means so many things to British old money or a Sloan Ranger. To them, it will mean that you understand the quality and the aspiration of old things. You'll understand how to deal with animals and livestock and the village people. And of course, this means that you'll be able to ride well, naturally. Rangers and British old money will look for country symbols in everything. Now, the next thing that will really matter to British old money and Sloan Rangers is the city. Go figure. The country really matters, and so does the city. But to them, you can really make it in the city. The city is like magic. The city is a place where you can make a couple of millions through a fluke of luck and then go and buy an estate in the countryside and start raising all your pheasants. Now, the third thing that's going to really matter to British old money and Sloan Rangers is the army. Have you noticed that many members of the royal family also serve? Some of them do a little bit more than others, but many ranger families are military families. The army is brave, the army is dashing, the army is hierarchical. I can never say that word. Now, the fourth thing that is going to really matter to British old money and Sloan Rangers is the status quo. Now, this one, I'm like, I feel like it's a bit of a reach, but hear me out. A ranger will honor what is already there, and they secretly want a better share of it or more of it. I think the way that I see this is if they have land. There's only so much land in the UK that you can acquire. It's an island. And they want more of it, but they believe that the best bits are already there and already taken. But then that is what makes it so desirable, because you can't get any more of it. Think of how people enjoy diamonds because they're so rare, right? Sloan Rangers would not be fans of lab-grown diamonds. So essentially, this makes it very difficult because they believe that the good stuff, it's already here, it already has been, and therefore it can't be acquired. You can't get more of it. Now, I don't know how I feel about that last point, but it's what was listed in this Sloan Ranger handbook, the first guide to what really matters in life. Let me know if you've tracked down a copy and you're going to follow along with the rest of the videos in this series. I'd be so honored if you joined us. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.